We're going to get started. If anyone has any questions throughout the presentation, please just feel free to type them into the GoToMeeting toolbar. I will get to them. I will answer them, I promise. Pretty much what I want to cover over the next 15 to 20 minutes is to, one, just give you some insight on, what the top level is with social media. Excuse me, where you want to get to, and what type of strategy other agencies are using. And then certainly I'll review my social media management service and try to explain to you as best as possible what we really do for you. So, my overview, guys, is this. Most people say, well, what is social media? Should I use it? What's the best? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? What do I need to be doing? And at the end of the day, the way I look at it is I look at social media as distribution, okay? I'm kind of a student of marketing, and if we think back over the last 40 years, back 30, 40 years ago, obviously just knocking on doors and cold calling, that was a way we used to market our products, door-to-door salesmen. And, as time evolved, obviously, mailing started to become a factor. People actually did direct mail. And then as we even moved further along, email marketing became prevalent. And, now we're kind of in this time frame where, yeah, you have to do kind of a little bit of all those things. But at the end of the day, they don't work like they used to. And, if we think back to maybe 1998, 1999, the insurance agencies that were smart and that had a database and were putting all of their client information into the database, they reaped the benefits for the next 5 years with email marketing. The reason they reaped the benefits is because they had the actual email addresses to market to. So maybe they had a newsletter, maybe they were promoting, but at the end of the day, they were touching people for free. Whereas the agencies that didn't have that stuff, they struggled. They may have had to pay to do the direct mailing, and they weren't as efficient from a marketing standpoint as the guy that believed in the database. So the reason I mention all this, guys, is that that's kind of where we're at with social media. The first thing that you have to understand is that social media is just collecting this distribution. It's growing a distribution of people that you have the ability to communicate to. And the reason you'd want to do that is there's a high percentage of people that pay attention to this form of communication on a daily basis. So that's its value. That's where the value of social media is. And make no mistake, there will come a day when people don't pay attention to it as much as they used to. They get sick of it, and it gets oversaturated, just like email, just like the phone, just like direct mail. I mean, there will be an evolution. But in 2012, to me, it's a pretty hard argument as an insurance agent to try to tell me that you don't need to talk to people on a daily basis and that you don't need to touch people on a daily basis to influence them and to obviously stay on their mind when that life event happens and they need one of your products. So before I kind of get started here, let me just introduce myself. My name's Ken French, Jr., and my background is very unique. I come from the insurance industry. Actually used to own a group health insurance wholesaler along with my father, a company called NAS Financial out of Morristown, New Jersey. And we grew it to pretty much the largest producing wholesale-only general agency in the state from pretty much 1995 to 2009. And about 3 years ago, actually sold it to a national wholesaler called Benefit Mall. And the long and short of this story is that myself, my father, my wife, a few of my programmers, we didn't want to work for Benefit Mall. We had some ideas. We've always been a very creative group of people and started this new company called BenefitStore.net that pretty much helps specifically insurance brokers with their websites, with social media, and have quickly grown this company in the first 3 years to really working with about 1,000 agents across the country. Really does not matter what products you sell. We work with CFPs, long-term care specialists, full-service shops, health guys, life guys. It doesn't matter. If humans are your clients, we can help you. And that's why that's kind of something I always joke about with social media, that, if you are trying to talk to humans, you probably need to use it. On a social media perspective, about 3 years ago, I was struggling to figure a way out to communicate and grow my business without high marketing costs. And my wife kind of hit me on the head with a hammer and said, look, we really need to, have a Facebook business page, and we really need to get involved with LinkedIn. It's a way that people are going to pay attention to us. So that being said, I've kind of become recognized in the industry. I'm a featured blogger on Producer eSource. These guys pretty much syndicate my blogs every month. They're a national outfit out of Miami, Florida that pretty much found me and said, hey, look, we want you to be our social media insurance blogger guy. So each month they pretty much produce all my blogs. I've created a LinkedIn group that's the largest group now dealing with social media for insurance agents. If any of you have not joined it, I highly suggest you do. Pretty much each day I offer tips on how to use it. I'm up to pretty much over almost 1,200 members, and I get between 10 and 20 members a day of insurance agents who join my group. So my point, guys, is I'm definitely an expert when it comes to specifically utilizing social media to get clients and market. It's how I've built my business, and everything I do, I really, truly try to share with my clients and help them get the same results. So that's my background. What I want to kind of just talk about real quick is try to explain to you guys where you need to be successful. And my first disclaimer to everyone on this call is that, you probably don't want to sign up for my social media management services if you're completely clueless on social media. Because at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur to another entrepreneur, you would be very foolish to be paying someone money if you don't know if what they're doing is successful or not successful. Because I'll tell you right now, just because you use Facebook, just because you use LinkedIn, it doesn't mean the phone rings tomorrow. It's really a long-term investment, and for those of you that have been doing drip marketing and whatnot, you get it. You know that, if you email a certain amount of people once a month over a 3-year period, that, it may take 3 years, but all of a sudden it kind of snowballs where people come out of that list. They call you, maybe you get 1 or 2 a week, and they'll say, I've been getting your emails for a few years, and now the time is right to call you. So my point is this. I always try to tell people, if you want to be successful with social media, you really have to kind of understand how it works first. The people that come to me are the people, hopefully, that want to get to the next level. But if you don't understand it at all, you're probably going to give up quick, and that's bad. And I certainly can help those people that don't understand it. You probably want to sign up for my Option 1 services, which I pretty much offer webinars each week. But anyway, my point is social media is a crazy, wild animal, and it's important to get it's important to understand the difference between doing good and wasting time. So real quick, what you're looking at right now is my Facebook business page, okay? And the important thing to note on the business page is the amount of people who have liked it. So you'll see I have 1,684 fans. That means all 1,684 of these people, they clicked on the like button up top here, and they became a quote-unquote fan of the page. So the amount of likes you have are pretty much your guaranteed distribution. So every time I post something, I know it's going to go out to 1,684 people. I know it. That's my guaranteed distribution. And when I say it goes out, it literally goes to these people's news feeds. So I just clicked on the home button up top in the upper right-hand corner. This is Ken French Jr.'s news feed. So all the people that I'm friends with, or all the companies that I'm fans of, and you'll see an example. I'm a fan of Net. Oh, it just flipped. I'm a fan of. This is one of my clients, Net Financial Group. So they posted, it shows up on the news feed. I'm a friend of Scott Hartung's. He posted, it shows on my news feed. So it's just an important concept to understand that it's going out to people, right? It's going out. They're not coming to you, it's going to them. So my initial point is when I post that I have 1,684 people that it goes out to. Okay, that's fact one with Facebook. But there is a variable, and the variable is called interaction. So you'll see today I posted a little tip on fixing your logo. Okay, and obviously it went out to 1,684, but 3 people of this 1,684 clicked that they liked the post. Okay, so if I look at these people, and I'll choose this guy Chris as an example, you'll see that this guy Chris has 159 friends. okay? Because he clicked that he liked my post, that post then went to all of his friends, okay? It went to their news feed that Chris liked this post. So my distribution increased. It went from 1684 to maybe 1800. And if I went through the other two guys and added up their friends, let's say they each had 200 friends, you know, there's another 400. Next thing you know, my distribution is 2200. So my point is Facebook can literally get very viral very quickly. And the reason I mention this is now all of a sudden a strategy comes into play, okay? And the one thing that I always want to try to get agencies away from is just posting to post things, you know? Really, there's three types of strategies that everyone should be implementing when they post, okay? And I'll go through them. Strategy one is that you want people to look at you as an expert, okay? Strategy two is you want people to know what services you offer. And strategy three is you want to get as much interaction as possible. Okay, so when posting, those are the three goals that you should always be trying to accomplish. And you can rarely ever accomplish those goals in one post. Usually each type of post is either 1, 2, or 3. So when you're posting to show people you're an expert, you're probably going to talk about insurance. Okay, you're going to post an article about Obamacare and give your opinion and say this is why this is bad. Or you're going to show a video that you did about, I don't know, business insurance for restaurants and why they need to have some sort of liability coverage. Again, you're projecting yourself to be an expert. The second type of post is promotion. Now, there's a big difference between promoting and soliciting. So, you know, you may want to say, hey, did everyone know that Bob's Insurance has been in business since 1945 in Columbus, Ohio? Or, you know, we're Florida's #1 auto insurance agency. We've helped over 500 people this year save. So we're not soliciting, we're promoting. That's the second type of promotion, type of strategy. Then the third type of strategy, and I'll show you an example of an agency that I work with, is definitely what I call the out-of-box type posting. It may have nothing to do about anything. The goal is, of course, to get the interaction. So you'll see these guys post insurance. They're pretty serious. They're doing some damage. They have 4,755 fans. That's their distribution. And if we go through their posts, rarely do they ever do 1 or 2. Okay, it's usually always the out-of-the-box posting, and I'm trying to work with them to get more balanced. But you know, you'll see here they have a post that's like a treehouse, and you know, they always try to spin it to call them or visit their website. You know, here's a silly post about this, you know, I don't know, a hippie van. You know, if you own it, I bet we can insure it. Post insurance. So that's a little bit promotion. But my point is they're getting the interaction. They got 4 likes. You know, if we keep going down, you'll see they got 4 likes, 1 share, 1 comment. This one, they got 8 likes. This stupid giraffe, whoop, kind of flipped away. Sorry, guys, my computer's acting weird. This giraffe post, or it's a deer, I don't know what it is, 9 people liked it and 3 people shared it. Okay, so just do the math. Forget about what they posted about. 9 people liked it. So let's say all 9 of those people had 300 friends. There's 2,700 more. Then the 3 shares, another 300. So there's 900 more. So what, that's an extra 3,600 people plus the 4,700 it went to. That post, this silly, whatever it is, cow, giraffe, I don't know, it went to like 8,000 people. Okay, so on, you know, December 31st, their post touched 8,000 people for free in 1 second, where we know that a high percentage of these people paid attention to it. On the flip side, guys, if they've done it correctly, they've synchronized Facebook to go to Twitter and to go to LinkedIn. So this post may have went to 12, 13, 14,000 people. It took them 1 second to execute. It has nothing to do with insurance. Is that good? Is that bad? To me, it's beyond good. It's beyond good. And this is what flips brokers out, because they say, well, wait a minute, Ken, this has nothing to do with insurance. This is unprofessional, in my opinion. I would never post something like this. On the flip side, wouldn't you like to send your logo and your brand out to 8,000 people in 1 second for free? The answer is, of course, you would. And maybe this silly post, the next time the next time someone needs insurance, all it takes is 3 or 4 of these 8,000 people to say, oh, something happened to me, a life event has occurred, I need auto insurance, I need homeowners, whatever these guys sell. Oh, you remember that silly agency that posted the stupid deer picture? Let me go back on Facebook and take a look. Next thing you know, they're on this guy's page, and they're taking a look at his services, and they're calling him up, or they're going to a shop for insurance app, whatever. So I guess my point, guys, is, and I'll kind of conclude with the strategy part of it, my point is there is no such thing as a good post. It's really the results you get. Are you getting interaction? Are you, is it leaving an impression in people's minds? And I guess my point is it's really a long-term effect that you have to have on people. It's not one post. It's just doing this stuff every day and touching these people and generating the amount of people that you can touch to be successful. It's really the best way to think of social media is planting seeds. I call it farming. Who knows over the time period how many of those seeds are going to grow into phone calls or referrals. So my point from the posting strategy is that you definitely want to have a well-balanced attack. So let's quickly go in, and I'll talk quickly about the services I offer. And like I said, the history of my company was I'm an expert in the industry. I'm an expert on carrier technology. I've worked very closely with a lot of the big insurance companies across the country and kind of translated this into a new company. And what happened was I got up to about, 600 or 700 clients, and brokers started to come to me and they would say, Ken, can you just do the posting for us? We don't have the time. We don't have the creative energy. We just don't want to do it. You can do a better job than we can. So I said, well, okay, if there's a demand, I'd be foolish as an entrepreneur not to come up with a solution for these guys. So I came up with a new service called social media management. And for those of you on this call who are my current clients, you guys probably get it. You understand that, okay, Ken knows what he's doing. He can be a solution in this situation. For those of you who don't know me, you're probably not really sure about any of the stuff that I offer. So what I'm going to try to do is kind of explain it. But I guess my point, guys, is I didn't go into business trying to become a social media outsourcing option for people. I really went into business to help brokers distribute their products. And this just became a secondary product line that I had to offer due to demand and obvious need. So here's what we do. Here's the social media management service I offer. The first thing I should mention, and again, I see people asking questions, please type them into the GoToMeeting toolbar. I will answer them as quickly as possible throughout the presentation. I can't take any audio questions today. The first thing I'll mention is we do all the setup for you. So if you don't have a Facebook business page, if you don't have a LinkedIn page, and if you don't have a Twitter page, the first thing we do, which is included, is we will build them for you. Okay, now probably 90% of you on here, you have all that stuff. So the first thing I would do for you is I would go in and I would do what I call a little cleanup or a tune-up. Make sure it's all set up correctly. And most importantly, I'm going to synchronize all three. I don't use HubSpot. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I literally synchronize them, so when I post on Facebook, it's going to post on Twitter, which is then going to post on LinkedIn. And the reason I do that is aesthetics. I want to make sure when I post, it looks perfect on all three. Okay, so that's the first thing we do. We set up, we tune up, we synchronize. All right, and then the main thing we do, obviously, is we post for you. We provide the content on a daily basis. So I always say we post, I guarantee that we post 4 times a week, but in real reality, I post every day during the business week. The reason I wouldn't post for you during the week is a holiday would fall on Monday, or maybe I'm not going to post on Thanksgiving. But the reality is 99% of the time I post every day, 5 days a week. Now, this is where the strategy comes into play. I always post at the right times. A lot of people don't get that. It's funny, I was talking to a really nice lady who owned an agency out of, I believe she was in Tucson, Arizona, and she said, she was so proud. She's like, Ken, we really don't need help with social media. We have a lot of fans, we're doing great, and I've gotten into a repetition where when I get up every morning at 5:30, I go on and I post on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and I just get it done. So I don't have to worry about it throughout the day. And she was so proud. And I said to her, you know what? I hate to tell you this, but that's really insanity. Because what you're doing is, she kind of thought of social media as a traditional website where you post and people come to it. She wasn't thinking, that it's really three-dimensional, where when you're posting, it's going out to people's news feeds. So I was trying to explain to her, I said, look, when you're posting at 5:30 in the morning and the normal average human is coming on Facebook at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, your post is so buried down on his news feed that that person's never reading your post. And all of a sudden, she kind of got it and said, I was wondering why I didn't get many views. So my point, guys, is when you post is very strategic, and you want to post at the most high probability time that your post is viewed. So just to answer my own question, really before lunch, after lunch, and right around now, I'm on Eastern time, so 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, people are winding down and they're fooling around. That's when you want to post. So I have kind of a system that comes up with a real healthy, balanced approach where I'll post during those high viewing times. Of course, I'm posting with the most proper setup and call to action. When you're posting on it, it's competing. I always try to explain, your post is competing against this random guy on a motorcycle with chickens. So if you have a post that's just a bunch of text, and maybe I can find one, it's probably not going to get viewed. So you always have to have a good graphic. You always have to have the call to action, places where things need to be clicked. Very important to get high visibility, having it set up correctly. Most common question I get during this presentation, Ken, if you do the posting for our agency, how does it look when you post? Does it look like it came from us, or does it look like it comes from Ken? The answer is it looks like it comes from you. Okay, the first thing I always do is I chat with the agency. I get an understanding of what their model is. Let's say that you only sell auto and home insurance. You're in Florida. Your target market is the Miami area and surrounding counties. Well, then when I post and I do promotion, it's going to be about auto and homeowners, and I'm only going to talk about Florida for you. I'm going to try to get in your head as much as possible and project to be you. Okay, so it's customized as possible. Next question, Ken, what do you post about? Well, like I talked about earlier, there's really 3 different types of posting, and I try to do that for you. So probably once or twice a week, I'm going to do that promotional type post for you. I'll say, hey, call us. We have the best customer service in the auto insurance industry. Here's our phone number. Or, did you know that, whatever, we're Miami's #1 group health insurance agency. Promotion. Twice a week I do promotion. We want people to know that you can offer a solution to them, that you have the products. So that's probably twice a week. Probably once or twice a week I do what I said, the first strategy is projecting to be an expert in what you sell. If you guys are, niche, if you're selling liability insurance for restaurant owners, I'm going to try to project, you to be that expert, offering tips to insurance restaurant owners and all that kind of stuff. So once or twice a week, projecting to be an expert. And then the other 2 days a week, I do what I call out-of-the-box stuff. Again, trying to get people to like, share, and comment on the posts. What I find to be fantastic with that is offering tips to your fans and connections on how to utilize social media for themselves or for their businesses. So I guess my point is once or twice a week, I'm going to give them tips on how to use Facebook, how to use LinkedIn, how to use Google+, because guess what? People love that, and they share it. And at the end of the day, you want to tap into friends and friends. So that's definitely something I do. And then if crazy real-time occurrences occur, yeah, I'm going to post about that, because it gets interaction, it gets comments. When Steve Jobs died, I made sure I posted that. On New Year's Eve, yeah, I make sure I always tell people be careful, have a safe New Year's holiday from our, from the agency. It's just real-time stuff. It's pop culture. It makes your agency look like you have some character and that you're alive. So those are the things I post about: promotion, projecting to be an expert, and getting interaction. And that's really the strategy. The main goal I have is to get people commenting and sharing on your posts, because it allows you to tap into their distribution, which is what you want. The secondary goals are keeping your agency on people's minds, getting you more search engine optimization to your social media presence. A lot of people don't realize that your social media pages, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, they are looked at as legitimate, real websites by Google, by Yahoo. And the pages that have the most fans, the most comments, the most interaction, those are the pages that come up higher in search results. And when you have your website attached to your social media page, you'll see right here, I have mine attached. It's residual. It gives your website more it gives your website more search engine optimization credibility, which in the end creates that synchronized web presence that I always speak of. So my point is I'm trying to help you with that. I'm trying to make your social media presence alive to help your website and to help your total search engine optimization. And then if I can help you get a few testimonials, that's great. I'm going to try to help you do that as well. So those are my posting topics. What's the value to you? Obviously, you don't have to waste your time posting and thinking of posts. Your page is always going to look fresh. It's always going to look alive. Your social media presence will have a higher SEO, which hopefully will help your website. Now, this is the most important slide I can give you. What do you need to do? And make no mistake, you still need to do stuff. You need to still promote the page and promote the social media presence to all the people you know. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be really hard for me to get you connections because I don't know the people you know. And make no mistake, guys, I don't want your company database, and you don't want to give it to me. So the good news is that the bad news is this. The bad news is you still have to do something. But the good news is now you at least have a reason. You have something to be proud of, and you have something that you can market. And this is the main thing that kills a lot of agencies. They create a social media presence, but it really doesn't have a purpose, which makes it impossible for the agency to market it to anybody. Now, hopefully, with my assistance, you can promote your social media presence in your newsletter, on your website, everywhere, and basically say, hey, look, we're proud to have a social media presence. It's a free value-added service to all our clients and friends. We offer daily social media tips on how to use social media to network and grow your business. We offer really great free insight on the insurance industry. My point is people are going to see it as valuable now, and they're going to want to connect with you. So that's something you still have to do. And to kind of finalize, guys, pricing. Pricing, I've kind of created a pretty unique model, okay? What I do is pretty much you as the consumer can decide on how long you want to sign up for. So think about it like you're buying time. If you want to sign up for 1 month, you're not sure, I don't know if this is going to work, if it's not going to work, you probably want to sign up for a month, okay? So in that month, I'm going to post for you, and it's going to cost you $65 up front. If you like that month, it's going to auto-renew and cost you another $65 the next month, okay? If you kind of want to look at it a little bit long-term and say, hey, we're going to try 3 months, then you would probably want to sign up for a three-month purchase. You pay $165 up front, but over the 3 months, it ends up only being $55 a month. And then for the guys on this webinar that are my clients, I've built your website, we have a relationship. If you're looking at this for the long haul, you just probably want to sign up for the 1-year package. It's $500 for the entire year, which ends up being around $41 a month. And, obviously it's more affordable and it's more of a long-term investment. So that's my pricing model. The common questions I get is, well, if I sign up for a month and I really like it, can I sign up for more? Can I sign up for a year? The answer is yes. You can sign up. You can just do the month and then let me know, and we'll cancel that one subscription, and then you can sign up. You can then buy another 12 months at $500. It's not prorated per se. So I've tried to keep it as simple as possible. At the end of the day, I laugh at people when they say this is expensive. I mean, think about it logically, guys. If you were to hire a college student, you'd have to pay them $10 an hour. Okay, even if they came in 3 days a week, that's $30 a week times 4. Now you're looking at $120 a month. And you still have to tell them what to post. It's a joke if you think this is expensive. It's for people that understand they need to do it. agencies that just need to outsource it, or need someone who understands the insurance industry to help them. And again, I'm not looking to make millions on this. I'm just trying to give you guys the most value I can and certainly help you grow your presence. So if you want to learn more information about this service, and guys, I see a lot of questions. I'm going to answer them in a second. Pretty much you want to go to my website, benefitstore.net, and in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see New Service, Social Media Management. Just click on that, and again, this is a place that you can look at membership details. You can view some sample content that we've posted. You can even sign up here, okay? And everyone who came on today's webinar, I will email you this exact information. I'll email you a copy of today's presentation. You can certainly review it. If you have any questions, I'm always available to talk. All right, so let me kind of answer some of these questions, and we'll go from there. Okay, so bear with me here a second, guys. I got a lot of them. Okay, first question is, how do you add a picture to post on Facebook? Well, I'll answer this quickly, but today's webinar is really not about for you guys to implement it. But when you go to Facebook, just go to your fan page, click on the photo button here, and then just the picture must be on your computer as a file. Just click on photo, click on upload photo, upload the photo, type your text. It will then post the text, and it will post the photo. Hopefully that answers your question. Where do you come up with the social media posts? Are they all the same with all of our clients? All of your clients? The answer is no, they're not all the same for all my clients. I try to come up with posts based on the type of clients that you have. Certainly I work with a lot of guys who they just work with business owners. So, when I'm going to give them a social media tip, it's going to be more based on how they can use social media and how they can use the business side of it. If I deal with guys who do a lot of personal insurance, a lot of home and auto, I'm going to probably come up with a tip that's more networking based on how they can use LinkedIn to network, how they can use Twitter for their own personal hobbies and whatnot. So the answer to your question is it definitely depends on what type of agency you have. It's different for all my guys. I try to customize it, and I see a lot of value in it. Ken, would you act as the admin for the page? That way you can post on our agency. I'm just confused on how it works. This is a great question. The answer is basically how it works is you say, Ken, we'd love for you to handle our posting. So I don't know if you have a page. Let's assume you do. The first thing that you would do is you would make me an administrator on the page. This would give me access to make those posts on a daily basis. So the answer to your question, yes, I would be the administrator, and I would certainly go in each day and post at the time I felt best to post. Now, a common question I get is, well, Ken, if you're managing our social media presence, does this allow us to still post? And the answer is, of course. You absolutely are encouraged to still post. You can just by using my services, it's kind of like a guarantee. It's guaranteed that there's going to be content provided by me on a daily basis. If you want to post something, by all means, post it. If you find something that you find to be really integral or really important and you don't want to post it, but you want me to post it for you, email it to me. Say, hey, Ken, we found this article on wellness, or, it's like, whatever. We found this really great thing on motorcycle insurance. Can you post it for us? Email it to me. I will post it for you. So my point is you can still post. You can send me stuff that you want me to post, or you can just go on, put me on autopilot and let me do my thing every day. On the flip side, the one thing that I don't really want to happen is I don't want to have phone calls with you every day talking strategy about what I posted. That's really not what this is about. This is you guys kind of trusting me to do, to do my thing. For $500 a year, I really can't sit on the phone with you for 10 minutes every day and super analyze what we're doing. Of course, I would be happy to talk to you on maybe a monthly basis to review where we're at with the process. But my point is I'm not like your personal social media consultant where every day we're planning and attacking. It's really you guys relying on me to come up with the stuff. If there's that much of a thought process in your minds on what should be posted every day, please do it yourself. Again, I said it in the beginning of this presentation. If you can do it yourself, more power to you. You're better off. But if legitimately you just can't from a time standpoint, or you just don't have that creative energy, then I can be a solid solution for you. So that's my story, guys. I'm sorry I went long here, and I really appreciate everyone's time. Hopefully I answered everyone's questions. I'm going to email everyone who came on the presentation with information, the presentation, my contact info. I'd be happy to talk to anyone privately and help them, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate your time and wish everyone the best of luck. Have a great day. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.